Existing Minnesota statute covering abortion procedures contains mandates requiring physicians to recite certain statements to the patient about the procedure. Minnesota Statute 145.4242 requires doctors to describe certain medical risks, including the risk of breast cancer, danger to subsequent pregnancies, and infertility. Mr. President, leaving aside for the moment the falsehood of these particular statements, which are written into Minnesota law, I want to describe the merits of my amendment. The A1 amendment sets a standard that healthcare providers will not be required to provide information that is not based in the medical evidence or informed by a patient's unique circumstances. It is a physician integrity amendment. It establishes our trust in scientific inquiry and in the protected nature of the physician-patient relationship. I offer the amendment as a proponent of small government, as a legislator who believes our job is limited to keeping the roads repaired and the other basic duties of running a state. I am repelled by laws which place mandated words in the mouths of doctors or in any citizen, for that matter. I offer the amendment as a defender of science and skepticism. Mr. President, our medical knowledge base is in constant flux. 20 years ago, we routinely prescribed estrogen for postmenopausal women until we discovered that it was raising their risk of breast cancer and stroke. In some circumstances, we still prescribe estrogen, but it is uniquely tailored to a patient's medical profile or personal circumstance. Clearly, a clumsy legislative effort to mandate recommendations or to codify medical advice would stumble either over its own obsolescence or its inapplicability to a unique patient. But our current law does exactly that regarding abortion. It places medical advice which has now been proven false and outdated into every exam room, regardless of circumstance. I offer the amendment as an advocate for fiscal prudence. When I introduced this amendment as a bill this session, an associated fiscal note projected $414,000 in decreased cost to the state over the biennium, largely due to the cessation of printing materials. This is a real savings that could be applied to our Health and Human Services budget, real savings in the Health and Human Services budget with a fiscal note. Above all, I offer the amendment in defense of the dignity of women. Current statute, which mandates a short lecture be delivered to every woman who seeks an abortion, is paternalistic, pedantic, and patronizing. No self-respecting Minnesotan would sit still for such a moralizing discourse, and it can't be overlooked that this particular homily will be delivered only to women. How did that come to be? And can we possibly imagine similar language enacted for men receiving prostate screenings or baldness therapy? I encourage your support for the A1 if you support small government, science, fiscal savings, and most of all, the autonomy of women. I ask for a roll call and I stand for questions, Mr. President.